Hey babes, welcome to Sober Sips, where I try some booze-free beverages. I'm Shay Gomez, the creator and founder of No Booze Babes, and today we are trying one of my very favorite non-alcoholic beers. Today I'm going to be sober sipping on Heineken 0.0. So as I mentioned, this is one of my absolute favorite non-alcoholic beers. A thing that I really love about Heineken is that I've been able to find them in most grocery stores in the beer section, which, can be a little bit alarming as a sober babe to even just go into the beer section. It can be just a little bit overwhelming, but they do usually have a few non-alcoholics, and I hope that that just continues to grow. But I do love the effort that Heineken is making to be in grocery stores and to even have commercials about their 0.0 Heineken, like, watching the Super Bowl or watching whatever TV show when you see an advertisement about a 0.0 beer. I mean, we've come a long way, so it's really, really exciting. The thing I like about the Heineken packaging is that, first of all, it says 0.0 loud and clear. So, a lot of non-alcoholics are, less than 0.5% alcohol by volume. This is totally zero, zilch. No alcohol in this bottle. So, gotta love that. And also, it looks like a regular Heineken. So if you are out at a bar with your friends, or you're scared about going to a bar and ordering a non-alcoholic beer or a mocktail, this is gonna fool anyone. No one's gonna think that this is a non-alcoholic. Not that it should matter. You should be proud of drinking a booze-free beer and living your best life. But if you're a little bit scared, this is something that looks exactly like the real thing. So of course it has the classic green and blue. A little bit about Heineken: it's brewed in Holland. It is a very popular beer, and honestly, I never drank it back in my drinking days. I kind of, just stayed away from it, but it has become one of my absolute favorites as a booze-free babe. So let's give it a go. All right, so I always like to give it a smell. Smells like beer. And also you get a little bit of malt lingering in there as well. And then I always like to pour it in a glass. A cold glass is preferred, but just to get, the full experience. Really good head on this. Look at that foam, all about it. I mean, look at this. It looks like a beer commercial with all of the bubbles up there like that. I have to say that was a pretty good pour job on my part. Oh yeah. Whoa. I mean, you know what? It's so funny because beer doesn't necessarily smell good all the time. So it's not like, wow, this smells like sweet goodness. It smells like a foamy beer. That's all I gotta say about it. All right, time to sober sip on it. Light, effervescent. The bubbles even kind of like tingle on your tongue for a little bit. And what I have to say is that it tastes like a beer. It tastes like a Heineken would. But what's cool about it too is that for me personally, it's not anything that's like triggering. It's not like, oh gosh, like I get a rush of a headache or anything like alcohol would maybe give to me. This is so well done. I just think it tastes like a beer. It looks like a beer. I mean, those bubbles are beautiful. They do a really good job. And I was reading the back here, and they actually brew their 0.0 just like they brew their regular lager. So I think that's why it tastes so close to, a regular beer. But again, it's 0.0. Absolutely no alcohol in here. So I'm very, very impressed. Time for the sober sip summary of Heineken 0.0. So the things that I like about this beer is that it is light, it's refreshing, it tastes like a light beer, it tastes like a Heineken to me. I think it reminds me of football games, of tailgates, of, popping a cold beer with your friends. It's really enjoyable. And delicious. It just sits on the palate really well. If you enjoy beer and you're looking for something that's non-alcoholic, I mean, this is such a good option for you. Maybe people who this wouldn't work for, if you are like a beer connoisseur, aficionado, and you're looking for, these like fancy craft brews. Like, this is not it. It is like simple, it's great. But I don't say simple in the way that's negative. It's just, you know, it's a light beer. Also, if, you know, a beer could be triggering for you, I say probably stay away from this, because Heineken does such a great job with this that it is convincing and it tastes like a beer. So you know yourself best, and avoid this if, you know, that is something that you're, you know, a little scared of, or that's something that could trigger you to actually drink. So my final thoughts on the Heineken 0.0 is that I really enjoy it. This is something that I would definitely drink again and buy again. Like I said, I love to have this stocked in my fridge, and that again goes back to that it's readily available at grocery stores. I think that is so amazing for us booze-free babes to have options we can just grab on the go. A 6-pack we can bring to a barbecue, to a tailgate, to, you know, a game watching party, whatever it may be. So I'll definitely be sober sipping on this again. Really light, refreshing, and delicious. Thank you so much for joining me, babes, for this episode of Sober Sips. Let me know in the comments below what you'd like me to sober sip on and review next. Make sure that you subscribe to the No Booze Babes YouTube channel, and I will catch you next time. Until then, happy sober sippin', stay beautiful, and stay sober.